Hey, everybody, and welcome to our deep dive today.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at strength
Mm,
and resilience and kind of what that really means.
right.
We have this really interesting article from Science Magazine
Okay.
called I Thought Being Strong Meant Hiding My Struggles, but I Learned a Better Way
Hmm.
by Lan Nguyen Chaplin.
Interesting title.
It is.
Yeah.
This article, I mean, it really
Kind of flips the script
it does.
on how we view strength, doesn't it?
Well, totally. And Chaplin starts off
Yeah.
her story with this really intense moment
Okay.
where she finds out that her mother needs to have emergency surgery.
Oh, wow.
And right after she finds this out, she has to go teach an MBA class.
Oh, my gosh.
Like everything is fine.
Well, talk about a pressure cooker, right?
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I just feel like,
Yeah, just that feeling of needing to project this image of strength, even when everything's falling apart inside.
right.
And her story really digs into that whole belief system.
Tracing it all the way back to her upbringing
Okay.
as the youngest of 14 children
14.
in a Vietnamese refugee family.
Wow.
So you can imagine
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
being raised
Yeah.
with this mentality.
yeah, you got to be strong. We got to get through this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And think about all the sacrifices her family made
Right.
to build a new life,
Mhm.
fleeing Vietnam, coming to a new country,
Yeah.
starting over.
Right.
That experience can instill such a deep sense of responsibility
Yeah.
and a need to honor those sacrifices by always showing a brave face.
It's a common thread for a lot of people, though, too.
It is.
Especially like from cultures where resilience is really, really valued.
Absolutely.
It makes you wonder, though, when does that pressure to be strong
Right.
become a burden?
Yeah.
Like she goes on to have this really successful career,
Uh-huh.
but the article talks about all these struggles that she was facing.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, yeah, like family death, health issues, financial worries,
Yeah. Yeah.
relationship problems.
It's like she was carrying so much
Yeah.
while still pushing forward.
Right. And like never letting them see you sweat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looks perfect on the surface,
Uh-huh.
but underneath there's just this immense pressure building.
Right. And it's like we never really know what other people are going through.
We don't.
And that's what makes her story so powerful. You know?
Yeah.
It forces us to ask, are we really as strong as we project ourselves to be?
Mm.
Or are we all just trying to hold it together as
Wow.
best as we can?
Mhm.
I know I've definitely felt that pressure to appear strong,
Yeah.
even when I'm struggling. Have you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Countless times.
It's like you have to keep your game face on, even when you're dealing with something really tough.
It's tough. It
Yeah.
is. It's almost like we've been conditioned to think that being vulnerable is a weakness.
Yeah.
But in Chaplin's story, she shows that there's actually a strength in acknowledging your struggles
Right.
and asking for help.
And that's not always easy to do, though.
No, it's not.
Like, it really takes courage to let your guard down
Yeah.
when you've spent so long building up this image of being strong.
Right. Like you've got it all together.
Yeah. And independent.
Yeah. And she actually talks about this in the article.
Okay.
How she would try to hint at her difficulties.
Uh-huh.
And people will always respond with these really well-intentioned,
Yeah.
but ultimately unhelpful comments.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like, you're so resilient.
Or you'll get through it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like,
It's supposed to be encouraging.
oh, it's supposed to be encouraging.
But it's not.
But it kind of does the opposite.
Yeah.
Reinforces that idea that you shouldn't be struggling,
Uh-huh.
that you just need to like power through it.
Right.
Don't let me see any cracks in that armor.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's more pressure to keep it all together.
Right.
Yeah,
Maintain
yeah.
that facade.
Yeah. And for Chaplin, this went on for years.
Wow.
This cycle of carrying the weight of all of her struggles and
Mhm.
receiving all this praise for being resilient.
Wow.
And it wasn't until she hit a breaking point that things kind of changed.
Oh, wow. So what happened?
Well, she talks about losing a promotion,
Oh, no.
having a health scare,
Oh, God.
and going through a major family life change
Oh, wow.
all at the same time.
So it's like all that stress and all
Yeah.
that pressure
Yeah.
just kind of caught up with her.
Yeah. And the article talks about like the
Yeah.
physical and mental toll that it took on her,
Uh-huh.
exhaustion, insomnia, migraines,
Wow.
inability to
It's
focus.
like a stark reminder that we're not invincible.
No,
You know,
no.
we all have our limits.
Yeah. And that's when she realizes
Yeah.
that she needed a new kind of strength,
Okay.
one that involved acknowledging her limits and seeking support.
It's like she had to redefine strength
Right.
for herself.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so she starts to open up. Okay. But very cautiously,
Uh-huh.
she starts to reveal her struggles to people Okay. In her personal and professional circles.
Okay.
And she would kind of observe their reactions.
Like testing the waters a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah.
To see who she could really trust.
It makes me think of that Brene Brown quote.
Oh, yeah.
Vulnerability is not weakness. It's our greatest measure of courage.
That's so true.
Isn't it?
It's really brave to let yourself be seen.
Yeah, flaws and all.
Yeah. And it's kind of heartbreaking because not everyone responds the way she needs.
Right.
Some people dismiss her,
Oh, wow.
minimize her struggles.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. Or they try to distract her from her worries.
It makes you wonder how often we do that without even realizing it.
Right.
Like shutting down vulnerability because it makes us uncomfortable.
Yeah. And so it's really important
Yeah,
to find those supportive people
absolutely.
who listen without judgment
Right.
and respect your boundaries
Yeah. You need those people who can just hold space for you.
without trying to fix everything
Yeah.
or offer unsolicited advice.
And thankfully, Chaplin did find those people.
Oh, good.
She talks about opening up to a select few
Yeah.
about the burnout she'd been experiencing for almost 3 decades.
Wow.
And they responded with compassion
Good.
and understanding and offered resources
That's great.
and reminded her that seeking help wasn't weak, it was strong.
It's like having that team of cheerleaders in your corner,
Yeah.
reminding you that you're not alone in this.
Right. So what does this mean for all of us?
That's the big question, isn't it?
What can we learn from her journey?
About creating this new kind of strength
Yeah.
in our own lives.
Yeah. It feels like Chaplin's story
Yeah,
is kind of like a call to action.
totally.
You know, it's like she's urging us
Mm.
to rethink our own definitions of
Yeah.
strength.
It's not about just crumbling under pressure,
Right.
but she's showing that
Yeah.
true strength is like recognizing when you need help.
And having the courage to ask for it.
Exactly. And I think a lot of us get caught up
Yeah.
in this whole idea
Yeah.
of needing to be self-sufficient.
Right.
Like relying on others is weak.
Mm-hmm.
But her story shows us the opposite.
Yeah. It's like she's saying it's okay
Yeah.
to be human.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go through tough times alone.
We're not meant to.
Yeah. And it's actually the strongest thing you can do
Yeah.
to seek support,
Absolutely.
whether it's friends, family professionals.
It's about knowing our limits.
Yeah.
And having that wisdom to reach out when you need it.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Chaplin's story,
Yeah.
what resonated with you?
What can you take away from this?
Yeah, what steps can you take today?
To cultivate that new kind of strength in your life.
Yeah, maybe it's identifying people
Yeah.
that you can confide in
Finding your support system.
or reaching out to a therapist.
Yeah, remember, there's
Yeah.
no shame in asking for help.
It's a sign of self-awareness
Exactly.
and courage.
And Chaplin's story is a testament to that.
Absolutely.
And we hope it inspires you to embrace that vulnerability.
Yeah.
And seek support when you need it.
Because true strength is not about pretending you have it all together.
It's about having the courage to be real,
Yes.
to acknowledge our struggles,
Uh-huh.
and to reach out for connection when we need it the most.
That's such a powerful message
Riz.
to take with us.
So until next time,
Yeah.
keep exploring
Keep learning
and keep diving deep.
into the complexities of being human.
Absolutely.